Let's do this.
All right. Sounds good. Hey, season two of No Weapon Shall Prosper podcast. We're back after like almost a year long hiatus, and so much has happened. So it's time for an update.
Few things.
Few things.
Few things.
Few things. All right. First, though, we're going to start talking about our tea because we always talk about our tea.
hmm
What are you drinking tonight?
I have elderberry lemon balm immune plus stress with ashwagandha for adaptogenic support. That sounds fancy.
It does, and it's Yogi brand. We got it at Trader Joe's, and I like to say. If you've ever seen Nacho Libre, bleh,
Nacho
Nacho
Libre.
Libre, Nacho Libre, ashwagandha squeeze
That's
instead
right.
of anaconda. And I'm also drinking a Yogi brand Egyptian licorice tea. And Tim hates licorice. Black
I do.
licorice thinks it's the worst, and I think it's the best. So um,
Mm.
I really like to breathe on him after I'm drinking this, just for
Well, do you remember the time when you put a piece of licorice in my mouth when we were on a mission trip to South Africa? I think she got a dare by
I
one of
give
the
a dare.
guys. Hey, he hates licorice. Put a piece of this licorice good and plenty in his mouth. She did it.
I did it. It
It was
was
terrible.
wonderful.
It's a horrible prank.
It was a wonderful prank. Everyone laughed but you.
That's right. I was screaming in taste bud
Agony.
pain. Yeah,
Agony.
that's right.
Speaking of agony, we're both in agony right now
Oh,
in different ways. We have agony, but like sort of agony, and then like real agony over here. So we'll talk about mine first. I was
yours is
shoveling.
legit.
Yeah, well, it is. It's not that it's nothing because I am in a lot of pain. But yesterday, well, first of all, last weekend, there was a snowstorm that was like turned into an ice storm. And like we've not had this since we moved here.
No,
There's been snow, but it's not been like this. Like it just iced over and like it's been,
it's got some staying power too.
man,
It's been in
people's
the singles and teens.
we're on day like it
10?
started snowing. So yeah, today is Sunday. It started snowing last Saturday, so 8 days ago.
Yeah, 8 days. Yeah.
And so it's been like cars, all these cars are still completely blocked in. Um, People can't go anywhere. Like nobody's driveways are shoveled out. It's crazy. It's
Yeah,
like
and
super
I
crazy.
would like to shovel out. And I my shoulder isn't great. I had rotator cuff surgery a year ago. It's good for some things, but after a while, it doesn't have just full strength
Right.
as it does, and then
He does
it'll
have
start
full
to hurt.
motion, which is
Yeah, full
great.
motion. I can do pretty much anything. It's just hard labor is tough.
Right.
But then even more so, limiting me to like no labor is my knee, which is totally jacked up right now.
Your knee and your ankle.
Yeah, that is true. My ankle as well. Yeah,
And
there's
and then there's your thumb too.
yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
that one.
So
Yeah,
it's the psoriatic arthritis
yeah.
is like
Plus
just
osteoarthritis.
plus osteoarthritis, plus just like all of the compensating over the last 22, almost 22 years now.
Wow.
So in July, it'll be 22 years since his injury. He has to use his left hand side for absolutely everything. So just a lot of overuse, a lot of pain. There's our cat Vader. He wanted to be in on this tonight. He said he wanted to talk about his pain as well. He didn't, that was a lie.
He's our empathetic
Yeah,
cat.
he is. He'll come whenever we're having a tough time. We
Really
call him our
does.
spiritual cat, and he'll come and just cuddle with us. But anyway, so Tim's been in a ton of pain. He could barely, 2 weeks ago, we had to take him to church in a wheelchair
Yeah.
because he couldn't walk. Um, and this all coincides. I mean, we'll get into this. Anyway, regardless, he cannot shovel snow. And it's not just
I can
snow
barely
either,
leave
it's this
my
ice.
house.
Right? So he's like an invalid inside. So I'm outside last night shoveling snow and ice.
What is your use of the word invalid? He's an
He's
invalid.
an invalid.
Like some
It's, I'm like obsessed with that
like
right now.
17th century term or something like
Um, anyway, so I'm out there shoveling ice and breaking up. I joked around. I was on FaceTime with my sister while I was out there, and I was like, this is like the land version of Titanic. Like we've just got icebergs out here. And so I'm like, breaking up the ice and then shot putting like big chunks to the side.
it's about 5, 6 inches of
They're
just solid
huge,
ice.
they're massive. And so I stepped on some ice to like throw another one, and my legs went up from under me, and I landed really hard on my butt. And
And she became an invalid.
I did. I became an invalid, just like in Napoleon Dynamite. She broke her coccyx.
Yeah.
So pretty sure I broke my tailbone. I'm not going to go to the doctor to get that confirmed because they can't do anything about it. So I am sitting on a donut
Hopefully
pillow right now.
it's just a contusion, like a major bone bruise.
Okay, but it really
It
hurts.
hurts.
It
Well,
really, and here's our cat Hamilton.
dude, come on, dude. Come on.
He likes to be up where we are
Yeah.
only when we're trying to.
All right, cat butt. Come on.
Anyway, so that's our pain situation for right now.
Yeah. Yeah.
But the other day, you said something about how much pain you're in
Mm.
and how uh, you would take where you are right now, like mentally and like just with the strength you've gained and like the way that God has brought you through life in general and who you are, who you've become with the pain versus 10 years ago where your body was fine besides your obvious already, your right side
Right.
hemiparesis, but your mind was a mess.
Yeah.
And you would 100% take this over that.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would. I would, anybody who knows just anxiety or depression or just tough seasons, yeah, you would take physical
Yeah.
pain
Well,
over.
and being lost and not knowing what you were going to do with your life and feeling
Yeah.
hopeless about just, yeah. I mean, all sorts of stuff.
Right. Right.
Yeah. So you've come a long way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I still get anxious about it. I mean, I'm like,
Yeah.
oh, is this never gonna end? Or I mean, I had a bizarre, I don't know, bizarre, it's too strong, but I got this injection that's supposed to be like, it at least it's not in the first few days it might be sore, but it's definitely not gonna make you like quadruple your pain. And that's what it did. And that's where it's been like the last almost 2 weeks. So
Yeah. For his knee.
adding on
So
to the pain.
they took out like a ton of liquid out of your knee
It's called fluid.
fluid.
That makes it sound so much worse when you say it took liquid. So gross.
Fluid. They
Sounds
took
so much
fluid
worse.
out of your knee,
Yeah.
like a lot. And then they injected this gel that's supposed to help. So they said it's going to take 10 to 15 days
Yeah, but they didn't
to
say
help
like this
to
is
make
gonna
you
be
feel
real
better. But
painful. Get
in the
ready for it.
meantime,
No.
yeah.
I looked up some stuff online. It kind of it happens sometimes, but it's rare-ish.
Yeah.
It's yeah.
So anyway, we've been adapting and I've been bringing him to work and doing all the things.
He's
And,
amazing.
I'm happy to
And then so she had to do the ice, not snow,
ice
ice picking
shoveling.
and shoveling.
Yeah.
And then she broke a coccyx. Right.
So, yeah, super fun. I went and bought a rubber pillow today. I'm sitting on it. My
Yeah.
body's all already really tall, so if I sit up, and his chair's like quite a bit higher than mine, but
Yeah.
anyway. Um, but yeah, so the update on the last year has been really incredible. God has done some just really crazy things. Um, starting with, after the rotator cuff surgery last December, we were under the impression the doctor said that he would probably be able to drive after like 5 weeks.
Yeah, right.
So
Now.
what we realized is that like people with two arms can drive after 5 weeks, possibly after
Yeah,
rotator cuff
I didn't
surgery.
calculate that into my hope equation when you
Yeah,
said that. I was like, oh yeah, 5 weeks. That's
no, it became clear very quickly that that was not
you're not going to be doing
accurate
this motion, which is what I do.
at
I don't
all.
have any accommodations when I drive. I have right um right hand is just it's not really usable. So steering wheel and then right foot is the gas, left foot is the brake.
And at the time, his job, he was a mentor and he would pick up kids and drive them around.
Yeah, I was very mobile. I mean, it's a mobile job.
Yeah, and so that wasn't gonna happen. And we thought about like, oh, well, maybe I could drive him around.
That
But
wouldn't work though because of HIPAA stuff, and
right. I mean, so
you
they
would
would
have
have,
to get hired.
I would have had to be hired and then like they didn't want to pay double for him
Yeah.
to do. So it just,
Taxi service.
right,
Yeah.
it wasn't feasible. And so that caused us to go looking for a new job for him because it had to be something that I can bring him to and take him home from every day. Um,
Yeah.
because he wasn't going to drive there. So,
Yeah, it's like, how is this going to work out?
right.
Could because I've done social work, and social work is all mobile too. I mean, all my
Yeah. Well, there was
um,
one, Kodak, and
yeah, but here I would have had to work at a different clinic around here,
right,
which it wouldn't have been it wouldn't have worked out. And then the other jobs that are more, I don't know, there's more of them, and they're it's just kind of the standard is you are going to patients,
right,
not patients coming to the clinic.
right.
That's kind of the model in a rural situation. When we were in Tucson, Tucson's more of just a city
Yeah.
where, like, if you have whatever population um, is going to go to the clinic.
Yeah.
It's not really like that as much here. I'd have to go out for an hour to go to Hurt or Gretna, and then I'd have to go back, and then
Yeah.
Amherst, Alta Vista, all that stuff.
Right.
So,
So it
yeah,
just wasn't feasible. We
no.
knew that we were just going to have to look for something else. So I got online and I found, um, a residency, a chaplain residency program, a job position at the hospital here. And, he didn't think that it was something that was going to be, he's like, I don't even think that's real. They don't do that at this time of year.
Well, I mean, so kind of sidebar real quick. I was hoping, like, realistically, that I could be a PRN, like as needed chaplain.
Right.
And I was like, oh man, I can get that job. That would be sweet. And then that is like realistic because um, usually if you get a chaplain, like a hospital chaplain residency, it's post graduation of with a Master of Divinity. So
Right. So they don't even hire
that's
people
usually
for the
the
residency
standard.
usually until they've got the MDiv already.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, there was a PRN job that was open. He applied, well, he was going to apply for it, but we needed to just kind of put some things into place. And by the time he was ready to click submit, and it was like no more than
It
two
was
days. It
gone.
was so fast,
Yeah.
the position was gone. And what's cool is his friend ended up getting the
Yeah, he
position,
did.
which was
Yeah,
cool.
buddy of mine.
But then I mean, right then. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm looking again. There, a residency position opened up, and I wasn't even going to tell him about it first because I was like, I didn't think that he could do it because he didn't have his MDiv yet.
Yeah, and second, they usually um, residents are hired in the fall, not
Right. And
spring.
this was January.
Yep.
So he applied, and because even though he didn't have his MDiv yet, he had 6 years of social work,
Yep.
and he had one clinical pastoral education unit, which was
Yep.
the actual requirement for the job.
Yeah.
And so because he had that one already, he needed four to graduate, and the residency would uh, give you the other three.
Yes.
Yeah. So he was really hoping to get that, and he had a really long interview one day after a physical therapy appointment. He got the call from the educator,
My CPE educator,
CPE educator.
certified educator.
Yeah, and had a really quite extensive like phone interview
Right.
on the spot. And then they set up an interview for the next day. And so he said it was the hardest interview of his entire life
Oh gosh.
up
Yeah, it
until that
was.
point, or still.
Uh, I'd say I would say still. You know what's funny is like I found out they're like, yeah, that's a it's like known to be a gut-wrenching interview because a lot about CPE is in a residency as a chaplain. It's like, can you handle things that are outside your theological comfort zone? Can you
Right,
handle people who are in a lot of pain but are different than you, like homosexual? Maybe like I'm Christian, right? But it's like, are you going to handle a Muslim? You know,
right.
like how are you? Do you have racial issues? You know, like
Yeah. Are you going to
so so
treat
they're
people
they're
differently
really
because,
trying
right.
to give their candidates challenging questions to make sure that we're fit for the
Yeah.
job. Like,
Yeah.
are we going to trust you with our patients?
Yeah.
That's, I mean, that it's valid. They don't know what's going on with me.
Yeah.
It's like they got to ask some tough questions.
Absolutely. But, given his long stint in social work, I mean, he's worked with a lot of mental health patients. He's
Oh
worked
yeah.
in a prison. He's worked with youth, troubled youth. He's worked
Homeless, addicted
homeless. Yeah.
population.
And so
Just
he has so much experience with all of those populations. And of course he loves them, and he walks them with them through whatever they're going through. Um and so they liked what they heard, and it was two interviews in a row. And he was like, "Oh man," he got off and he's like, "I don't think those went so well." And then a couple hours later, they extended him.
yeah,
To,
that was the crazy part. A couple
yeah, it
hours later,
was
I
a
mean,
couple
I was
hours.
just blown away. So I applied for the job, got I'm like getting chills from just
Yeah.
that experience. I mean, just getting that job was it was such a power move from God. I mean, nothing,
And we didn't even know at that point, like, how much of a power move it was going to turn out to
no,
be.
no, we didn't
Yeah, we
do
had no idea.
because we've talked about this so far already on a podcast, right? Have we done a little bit? I think we
I think
have,
we talked, but we don't. So this is
but
this is this is the
two,
beginning of,
right?
yeah. So he starts the residency,
Mhm.
and it is okay. In the past, how have job transitions gone for you?
I'm anxious. Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, I think anybody is, but job
Sure.
transitions, new
It
scenarios.
takes a while for you to like become comfortable with like
Yeah,
whatever level of paperwork there is, and just the processes of doing stuff, and you're like, I don't know, am I doing this right? And
right.
you know, but this job, like, I've never seen you transition into something so easily. And so,
Yeah.
like, it was like the perfect fit. And it was
Mhm.
such a confirmation that, like, you were in the right field.
Yeah.
And, like, the Lord was, I mean, finally, it was like, oh my gosh, this is what I'm supposed to be doing. And yeah, what an incredible,
Yeah, and the residency um was just more than I could ever even imagine. I had a feeling of what it would be like, and it was accurate, but more so,
yeah.
more connection.
And
Uh,
you had a great team. So there were two other guys and one girl, and the four of you, just great team.
yeah, no, we were, and we all, part of CPE is, um, it's kind of like breaking us down and building us up, taking away, everyone's got biases. Everyone has issues we're dealing with. How we were raised, the faults, the flaws, they can project in a patient session. So they're trying to not, you can't necessarily get rid of them, but it's like, are you aware of them? Do you have self-awareness to
Mm.
where you can be aware of this and be able to kind of hone these things in or be aware of them so that I can be more present with a patient and be more focused on them and their care rather than, oh gosh, this is like triggering an experience that I had so that it's no longer about them, but it's about me.
Right.
So
Right.
I mean, this is very important stuff that and like they don't, this isn't like a natural ministry thing. I don't
Mm.
know anything else about in ministry that does this, like Christian ministry.
Yeah.
And anyone who's taken this and is, they've done clinical pastoral education, CPE. They've had people like business CEOs, um, sales, all kinds of different occupations that will benefit from this stuff.
Yeah.
Because it's almost like an AA type thing. You go in and you're better because of it when you
Yeah.
complete it. It really is. So it was just phenomenal, and
Yeah.
the connections I made with the patients,
Yeah.
um,
And
phenomenal.
talk about the very first day you went out into the hospital.
Oh gosh. Okay, so for just to recap, I had a traumatic brain injury. I was stabbed in the head when I was 19, right here. You can I got a little dent in my head, a little character. Yeah. So, um, so I spent 6 days in the neuro hospital in a coma. I have right side hemiparesis. You can see my hand as well. Yeah. So like first day, I'm on the floor in residency. This is like 21 years later. I get taken up by my manager, who's amazing. And she takes me to the ICU floor. And I'm walking um, down this ICU, neuro ICU hallway, and I see people who are unconscious, people with bandages, people with wires attached to them, and they all have some form of brain injury, stroke, TBI, and I was just so overwhelmed and emotional, and I was so teary-eyed, and it was like God was saying, like, Tim, do you see where you were and where I've taken you? It's like this 180 of like, um, I love you, I care for you, and this is what I have for you. And so that was it just took my breath away.
Yeah.
Just to know how God moved in my life. And um, it's just the power of God.
Yeah.
That's all there is to it. I'm pretty speechless right now. Yeah, I can't, it's hard to articulate.
Yeah. So the year was going great with this. Like the team was amazing. He was getting really close to his fellow residents. They, were pouring into him and he was just like thriving. And he finds out part of the way through the year. I don't know at what point it was, but finds out that this is going to be the last year of residency at this hospital
Yeah,
for
54 years.
54 years of this program is ending this year. So, what this means is that if God had not arranged for this to happen this year, before he was graduating, before his MDiv, which they don't do, he wouldn't have had a residency to go to in Lynchburg.
Right.
So we would have had
Yeah.
to,
Plus, no, hold on.
yeah,
Plus, so remember that this is Virginia. This is a rural part of Virginia. There's not like a big hub of a city nearby. So we got Roanoke is where the Carillion is. Bigger hospital, about an hour and a half away. No residency program.
right.
UVA,
Charlottesville, right?
Charlottesville, they just stopped. They just halted their UVA,
Right.
their residency program as well.
So what that would
There's
have
nothing
meant,
else.
right? Well, what that would have meant is that we would have had to move to somewhere for a residency. So that's like a year-long program, and then potentially moved somewhere else for whatever job. So I hate moving. I don't know if we've talked about this. I've moved so many times moving into this house. And so we're looking at this and it's like, yeah, it's like, gosh, I'm grateful that we've been in this house for like 5 years. Um, well, 4 years.
Yeah.
And we've had this much time and I'm grateful for that. I haven't had to move. Please don't make us move again. But so we're so grateful that like that was taken out. So a residency somewhere else. So God like totally set that up. He was in this position early so that he could get this residency in. And also at the same time, it cut a year off of schooling.
It did. And it's an issue. I'm now 41. and I was like, man, I'm not like 25 like a lot of these seminary students. Like I don't, um,
Right.
family and things like that, wanting
Yeah.
kids quickly. So anyway, but it was remarkable. Like who would have thought that when I get that God would take like a rotator cuff surgery
I
and
know.
turn it to this.
I know.
Just incredible.
Right. So, okay, that was great. And then um you found out a little bit later that okay, so the residency program at the hospital, that's who they use the residents as their chaplains because you're actually doing the job. There's a schooling aspect. So Tuesdays and Thursdays they had a class like the second half of the day,
Yep,
but the residents were the chaplains for the hospital. And so
for the most part, yeah.
since they were losing that, they were going to lose their chaplains except for the chaplain manager. There's like there's a few chaplains, but they're basically losing their chaplains. So then it was like, okay, well, what are they going to do as far as openings? Because they've got to hire somebody. There's got to be a chaplain.
Right.
And it was a little bit of a roller coaster because it was like they were hopeful that they would have four positions open. And then they were saying, oh, I don't know if there's going to be any. And then we're like,
Yeah.
uh-oh, we may have to.
Because the hospital was going through a transition period as well.
Yeah,
So I mean that's just we didn't
right.
they didn't know, we didn't know.
So
So
figuring out what the hospital was going to do, it was like everything was up in the air. And as the residency was coming to a close, we just didn't know what was going to happen. And then we found out very close to the end, like in December, did you find out that there were going to be two positions open?
yes.
Yeah, so only two positions, which they were really hoping that all of the residents.
Mid December and
Yeah,
we're like December like 12th or 13th and
yeah.
our residency officially ended I believe on the 18th.
Well, your classes did, but
Yeah,
you were
but like
contracted through December 31st.
yeah, but the actual residency, the
Right,
classes and whatnot ended.
right.
My contract was through the year,
So
end of year.
yeah, he worked through the 31st,
The
but
point is that it was very close and
yeah.
very quick and very like, oh my gosh, what did we do? Like we
And it
might,
was, yeah, it was like, well, yeah, I mean, what do we do?
I
What's
mean,
available? We want to stay here, but if we have to move, we have to move. Um, so you just started, man, you were on top of it. You're like, this is available, this is available, this is available.
yep,
And he started applying at
I
different
applied to
places.
three.
Yeah. Because they were only gonna hire two positions. And there were, at this point, one of the residents had ended her residency and had a job already
Yep,
as a hospice chaplain,
yep.
which was her intent from the beginning, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah,
So that was,
she's great at that.
yeah. Um, but yeah, there was no guarantees. And so you just hopped right on it. And I was so proud of you. You really just like, you know, went for it and took
Right?
responsibility and like, yeah, got in
Yeah.
front of the situation and you had basically three interviews.
Mhm.
Uh, and you want to talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, so I had a couple interviews and then my last interview was with the hospital system. And yeah, I got that was a interesting interview. There were three interviews in 3 hours. So it
Three
was very
different
well
panels,
orchestrated, three different panels, patient experience and then nursing care and then
the spiritual
all of
team.
the spiritual care team, which is like nine chaplains. It was like I was like at the front of a boardroom conference table. It was like, dang, that's
Yeah.
but I kind of shine when I have to present. Oh,
And I will say this, there was a couple things. The week that he ended, I was saying to him, um, how weird to interview for a job that you're already doing. Like, what are they going to ask you? What questions are they going to ask you? Like, what are your weaknesses? And then I was like, have you seen me walk? That's what I
that's
said
right.
that he should say.
Yeah.
I don't know what they did ask him, but um, the other thing is like right before his second to last day,
Uh, yeah. So I think I know what you mean. Second to last day. Um,
there was a lunch.
oh, that. Oh, yeah, that one. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that little thing.
I thought you were still on the interviews.
No, it
No,
was,
no, no. Yeah. So second to last day of the program. Um, I just came back from like Christmas break and for a week. I took a week off and then came back. And then I went to work that Tuesday. My final day was Wednesday.
mhm,
That was the 30th.
yep.
And then like, oh, I come in on Tuesday. It's like, oh, okay, we're having a lunch. This is nice. Oh, it's good food. And then so we're just talking, chatting, whatever. And then we go into a separate room. They're like there's like desserts and stuff like that. Oh, cool. Okay, right on. And then like there's like this kind of panel for the Tulip Award. And it's like this and then a lady walks in and she starts talking about the Tulip Award. I'm like, oh, this is cool. And then I found out that it was me that they were going to give the Tulip Award to, which is I can't remember what the acronym was, but it was really special because it's like it's pretty much like a caregiver who goes above and beyond.
Yeah.
And I was shocked that I got it.
And other
Um,
people can nominate,
yeah, people can
clients
nominate.
cannot, like patients can nominate
Yeah.
other,
And I knew that my guys, you know, my other two residents, they had done
yeah, they
epic
were
stuff
incredible.
as
Yeah.
well. And yeah, so I was, but yeah. And so that was phenomenal. I did a debriefing with like 15, 20 young nursing students who were just going through the emotional ringer. And I just kind of processed it with them. And
Yeah.
yeah, apparently they liked it.
Yeah.
So
So
they
out of
nominated me.
195 nominees for this
Yeah.
award for this quarter, they
Mhm.
gave it to him.
Yeah.
And so that was what I was saying. I was joking around for your interview. You should just walk in and put your tulip
Yeah.
award on the table.
It's like the nicest
It's this
trophy ever.
beautiful
It's
glass,
beautiful glass. I
like
mean,
award.
they
Yeah.
they were just like so kind and just
Yeah.
praising and it really was it was a true honor. But it's like this massive like glass. It's like a 5, 6 pound glass. And
It's
like
heavy.
anyway,
Yeah.
it's just like on the table, it's like well, here's my tulip award, which is funny because like my manager was joking about that. It was just, she was at the same joke. She's like, "Well, if you come for the interview, just put this on the table." You know, she's awesome.
That's
She's
amazing.
amazing. So yeah,
She's great.
so yeah, that
But he didn't do that. He just had a regular interview. But yeah, he did a great job and they already all knew him and the spiritual care team. Um, but they knew the other guys too that they were interviewing. And
yeah,
um, yeah, he just knocked it out of the park.
yeah.
And
For the interview, yeah, yeah. And so I got a call soon after, and they said we would like to hire you, and I was just blown away. So. Just an absolutely remarkable year. I my dad called it, you know, I talked to him, but he called it, he's like, well, this is your banner year, you know, because I
yeah,
mean, guys, I was telling some of the guys like back in the day, like when I thought I was going to go into sales and you know, sales is supposed to be like in my blood, you know, it's like my entire dad's side of the family. I mean, my dad is actually well, there's David. Yeah, it doesn't matter. My dad's side, my mom's side, my grandfather, like there's just sales. And so I'm like, I gotta do that. And so it just wasn't for me. And I went through so many heartbreaking interviews where I was almost there. And it's like God was like, you have no idea what I have for you. Um, you know.
yeah.
And so
And I will say too, it was all of the social work too that you had done. I mean, you're at the hospital now that like specializes in the mental health
yes.
in Lynchburg. And I think that was a huge part of why you got this job.
Yeah, I think so too. Just because.
You're
of
so comfortable with that population,
yes, I am. I am.
and nobody else was.
Yeah, no, no, it's true. I mean, they had gotten much better with, but I mean, that was just I dealt
Oh,
with
sure, yeah. It's just
with
you're very it's they dealt with it well, but you were truly comfortable in it.
yeah.
And it just because you've been doing it for so long.
Right. And honestly, you know, the me and the other guys were like we loved each other, we really did.
Yeah.
And it's like
Yeah.
and we found out that if they're gonna go that they're gonna do, you know, they're gonna have some in the general hospital and they're gonna have one in the
The
in
other
in the
hospital.
other hospital with dealing with mental health. They're all like, well, I mean, like obviously if they hire you, they're gonna put you at the other one for
And
with mental health.
once I found that out too, I was like, I knew it. I was like,
Yeah,
they totally have you in mind for that hospital. Like there's no reason
yeah. So
that like anyone else would get that over you.
anyway, so I'm a staff chaplain now. Yay, you know,
So he just
just
completed his first work week,
yeah,
and your biggest thing this week was adjusting to no school. He said,
adjusting to no
yeah,
school.
he said the other day, I have to go to work today, and that's it.
That's it.
That's it. I
Like
don't have like
I had just
assignments to do or
yeah, I that last semester, I feel like I had like three, four, five, six assignments each week, and this is from master's level of courses. It was tough. I mean, I
yeah.
was like, I don't know how I'm doing this. I don't know how I'm doing this. How am I doing this? I'm going insane. You know?
I definitely had a part-time husband for the last 4 years.
Yeah, and that was one of, yeah,
It's a sacrifice. It really is. Like
yeah.
putting your husband, somebody said, what did somebody said that
I don't know. Putting your husband. I guess I
you're
wasn't
putting
listening.
your husband through the PhD
Uh,
degree, putting husband through.
oh yeah.
Something like that.
Oh my
But no,
gosh.
it's true. It was definitely a sacrifice, but it's been such an honor to like stand by you through that and watch the transformation. And I mean, you've changed so much over the
Right.
this
Also,
year we'll be married 10 years. And
but you got to see the tough parts of it, you know, when I was, you know, so much work, like I don't know if I can do this, like just
but
and
also
then
the
some.
resilience that the Lord built in
Right.
you in that
Right.
time. Like it's been really cool. I mean, you've changed so much over the years, but this 4 years has really refined you.
Yeah,
It's like fine-tuned, and it's so cool to watch you walk into this job with confidence and just like a sense of like, fulfillment and like this is what you were made for. And God like
I agree.
absolutely
Yep.
set this up for you while he was preparing you for it and really pulled strings to make it happen. Like I said, if you didn't get that residency when you did, we would have been in a position now where it's like, okay, now we're going into residency and we still have to find a job. We could have been, it could have been two more moves for us, but we get to stay here. And I'm
Yeah.
so grateful because, we've really built, and me more than you, like I have a lot of friends here now, and he has some, and like hopefully
Yeah.
that will be able to be expanded now that he doesn't have as much school, any school. But
Well, you're just so constantly social and requiring.
right.
Yeah, I like it too. Just
But I've had more of an opportunity than you because you've had to be
right.
doing your schoolwork. So,
Right.
but we really love our church community. And like I have a couple businesses that I've built here and having to start those over in a new place. It just, I mean, I would have done it if I had to, but like I'm so grateful I don't.
Yeah.
And yeah, I love our house. I don't want to leave our house.
That would have been the hardest thing was if we had to move. The hardest thing I think would have been for you. I was aching for you about
Absolutely.
because I mean we were coming. I mean it was like late December and I interviewed like very early January. And
Yeah.
it's like so we had these moments like if I don't get hired here.
Right.
I'll get hired somewhere, but we may have to make a very,
Very quick,
very rapid
like sell the
move.
house and leave.
Yes.
And
Yes.
I will say, like, the last 4 years financially have been really tough, and we are not in a
Of course.
place now to like go buy a house somewhere, just credit score wise, um,
Yeah.
because of the just the hardship that we've had. It has been a season. Um,
Yes.
and like the Lord has brought us through it, but He's so good anyway. Even if this didn't happen, He'd still be so good. But like, I feel like He's just given us like this massive blessing because I don't even know what we would have done. We're not in a position like we've got some home equity, but our credit score is not great. So like, our home interest rate is 3% right now. We're not going to get that again. Like it just,
No.
we maybe would have had to rent. We have 5 animals. Like that's really complicated. It just, oh man, it would have been such a nightmare. So I'm like
Yes.
over the moon. I'm so excited. And it's been just experiencing like the gifts that he's giving us right now and like
It's phenomenal.
his goodness is I just can't.
His generosity,
Yeah.
his steadfast
Yeah.
love, his faithfulness to us.
Yeah.
Um,
Absolutely.
he's the one that established it. He's it's his covenant with us,
Yeah.
like he's faithful ever.
Yeah.
So,
So yeah, we're at the end of this story basically as you begin your next chapter. And so what we're going to do now is um Tim is pretty much done telling his story for the time being. You've heard so much of it over the last season, and not that he'll never talk again. We'll,
right.
as he maybe wants to talk about other stuff, we'll bring it up. But
Sure.
from here on out, I'm going to be interviewing other people because the whole point of this podcast is no weapon shall prosper. So taking what the enemy means for evil and turning it around to use for our good and God's glory. God does that all the time in everyone's lives. And so in everyone who belongs to him.
It's basically the story of in a life of each Christian
Yeah.
to some
And so
capacity.
everybody has these stories. So I want to pull these out of people. So I've got a couple people lined up already. But if you have a story that just, you know, something that like was so horrible, but God ended up using it. And even if it's something like with Tim, he'll say that he wouldn't change anything about his injury,
No.
which seems crazy, right? But it led to so many good things. And yeah, so there are things maybe that happen that you would turn around if you could, like a death of a child or whatever. Like of course you would take that, change that if you could. But maybe what has that thing done? What has God done through that to make it, to redeem it, to make it something not just horrible, but like to use it for his glory and to make it beautiful
Well,
in its own way.
and you can still like the amazing thing about God is that God doesn't come in and say, um, you don't have to feel that.
Right.
Don't be silly. I'm here. Like you can have both.
Yeah,
You
there's
can,
still
there's
grief
still
in
the
it.
grief, the pain,
Right.
the emotional,
Yeah,
mental, physical,
absolutely.
whatever. God is the light who's
Yeah.
always there.
And but it's not just that. It is that plus it's
Yeah.
used. So it makes it beautiful. It really can take something that's only so horrible and make it into something good. And so, yeah, if you have a story or if you know somebody that does, please reach out. I'd love to talk to people. I just want to tell God stories. And I think that people need to hear it. I think that people need encouragement. People that are going through the same things, like they really need to hear, your story. They need to hear what the Lord has done in your life. So I'm going to be interviewing people from here on out. And
Yeah.
yeah,
Thanks, Kitty.
thank you
Love you.
for being so vulnerable and open about your story in the last year. It's been,
Yeah.
I know it's been helpful. We've gotten messages from people that have thanked us for sharing certain things and
Well, the way we look at it, it's like if it's even one, if someone benefits from it,
and we
then
already
it's
know they have.
then it's worth it.
So it's worth it. So, yeah, we'll see you again soon. Thanks for joining us today and listening as we are exploring all the ways that God takes the things the enemy means for evil and turns them around to use them for our good and His glory. If you have questions, comments, feedback, ideas for us, or you just want to say hi, you can reach us at noweaponshallprosperpodcast@gmail.com. Talk to you again soon.
When trials